Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. We got another game review for you today. This one's kind of a special one because I've been looking forward to this game quite some time, ever since the first one came out. That game was called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and this is its sequel, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, Fallen Order was a great game. I don't think anybody disputes that. Anybody who played that game can't tell me it wasn't a magnificent game. It was like the ultimate Jedi power trip fantasy. Because I've always wanted to be a Jedi, damn it. Ever since I was like, 4 years old playing with flashlights, pretending they were lightsabers and, broom handles pretending they were lightsabers. I've always wanted to be a Jedi, and I love Star Wars, and you love Star Wars. I know you do. And so again, this is the sequel. What can you say? Well, there's a lot to say. First of all, everything is bigger. The worlds are bigger. The terrain is bigger. The enemy variety is bigger. The weapon, and I mean that, the weapon variety is bigger. It is just still a lightsaber, but sometimes you get a lightsaber and blaster if you want to be sacrilegious about the whole Jedi Order code of conduct. But the point is everything's bigger. There's just more of everything, and so inevitably, when you have an experience, it's got to be twice as big as the original game. Now, the original game wasn't huge. It wasn't like Elden Ring big. And I think that's one of the things that Respawn, the developer, in tandem with EA, wanted to do. They wanted to make it bigger, obviously. Inevitably, when you make a bigger experience, you introduce the possibility of error. And so there are some glitches in this game. It's a brand new game. It got a day one patch, and it just got a patch a couple days ago, okay? So we're talking here on May 5th, 2023. It just got a patch. It's going to get more. It'll be even better. By the time you watch this video, it might even be better. But know that if you're going to play this game, especially on PC, my friends, oh boy, I've heard some nutty stories about how it works on PC. But if you're going to play this game on PlayStation 5, if you're going to play it on Xbox Series X or Series S, all this footage is from Xbox Series X, just to let you know. 30 frames a second mode, because I like to keep it more cinematic with these games. Call me a kook. There are tons of errors. Less so on Xbox console. I actually had a pretty smooth ride. I had it crash twice, and both times were very upsetting. Because they both happened in places I would have preferred not to have the damn console crash, but it did. It crashed my brand new Xbox Series X, right? And it'll crash your PlayStation, it'll crash your PC. It may not a fatal crash, because I did have a save and I was able to replay. And the saves are pretty frequent as long as you make sure to save it, because you have to save at special meditation spots, basically. So just know that going in. But besides that, like I said, on Xbox, I had a pretty smooth run. It crashed twice, and the worst error that I really got was frame rate dips. And again, I'm purposely playing in 4K mode, so that's going to happen. But other than that, this has got to be the single greatest Star Wars fantasy trip that you're ever going to have. I cannot think of a single better Star Wars game. And I mean that. And, video games are an interesting thing, because they're not just art, they're not just entertainment. They are technology, and technology advances. And technology advances very quickly. So what's great today in 10 years will seem kind of passé, kind of clumsy, kind of ugly looking to look at. Even a game like this will look a little stilted in 10 years. So know that when I say it's the best Star Wars experience in a video game form that I have ever had, that probably will be ruled out within a couple of years, because I guarantee you there's going to be a sequel, and I guarantee you that third game will really captivate me too. The point is that these games just keep getting better. The stories are deeper. Not everybody cares as much about story, but I figure if you're a Star Wars fan, you're here for story too. The story's deeper. It's a much more complex, nuanced tale. It's kind of about the main character, Cal Kestis. It's kind of about the ability to do good and to be a Jedi, right? And to still be kind of maybe making mistakes or maybe be in the wrong vein. Like, are you just a warrior or are you a keeper of the peace? Are you just someone who's trying to save people, or are you actually overstepping from a moral point of view? And Star Wars is all about morality. So I love the story, and I love the gameplay because it's just so fun. It's so fluid. There are numerous options to go after your foes. You have two stances that you can have equipped, two lightsaber stances, and they're different styles, completely different lightsaber styles. You have two stances equipped at all times. You get to choose from 5, and by the time you're about halfway through the game, you get all 5 of them. You get to build your lightsaber like it's Disneyland, okay? You get to customize all the materials and paints. This is my special Denver Broncos themed lightsaber. I made that for myself at one point. That's a football thing. That's an American football thing, in case you didn't know. Anyway, so what we have here is probably the best Star Wars game I've ever played that has a lot of errors in it, a lot of glitches, fewer if you buy it on Xbox. But gosh, I mean, this was a 7-minute review. I couldn't have covered everything in 14 minutes. I'm telling you, it's a brilliant game. It gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Would have been a 10 out of 10 if not for those issues. So, whew, let's take a load off now. Let's breathe through this section, this advertisement. Star Wars. Okay, so this is my new album, Audiophile II. It's got tons of cool music on it, 9 brand new songs, unrelated to Star Wars, but experientially, I think you'll agree, quite magnificent. Quite magnificent. Okay, everybody, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to Jeff Bull Central, hit the notification bell, do a little dance, drink a little water, go sit down, play some Star Wars.